Hey folks, this is Keough, and I wanted to take just a couple of minutes to announce a new venture that I'm undertaking. I have, for the last 2 to 3 years, been working with a select group of people on a pro bono basis doing programming and coaching, and I am going to take that experience that I've acquired over the last few years, and I'm going to start offering online programming for pay. And so over the course of this video, I hope I can kind of lay out some of the details for that. My plan currently is to go forward with this and become operational as of the 1st of February. I'm currently accepting inquiries for online programming. I am not accepting clients or payment on first mesocycles yet, but I am accepting inquiries, and so if you have any questions on anything related to online programming by me, feel free to either send me an email at the email address which is listed in the description, or post your questions in the comments section, and I will be very happy to get back to you. If you want for me to put you on my list of interested persons, feel free to let me know that, and I will for sure be in contact with you. What I'm trying to do right now is just acquire a client base so that I have an approximate idea of, when I do get started, what the time requirement would be for me to do this. And so any information that you can provide for your level of interest would be much appreciated by me, and I'm again very happy to answer any questions. I want to take just a couple of minutes to explain my process. If you have watched much of my training over the last couple of years when I've been posting it up, you're probably going to know my methodology at this point. The simple answer to the question, well, what is your training system like, is I don't have a training system. I instead just try to apply the appropriate training methodology to the appropriate training situation. And I would say that for a bigger and a longer answer, what you would want to do is you'd want to watch the recent video series that I did on programming. I think that that will inform you greatly on how I make the decisions that I make when I do programming for a particular individual. I do have some more information as to my process. It's a process that I've been working on developing for the last few years with a small group of people that I've been working with and doing programming for in an effort to try and gain experience. What would happen is, once you send out an inquiry to me, we'd talk for a little bit, and I would send you what I have, which is a training diagnostic, which I would expect for you to fill out and send back to me. That would give me as complete as possible a training snapshot of your previous training history. I always make decisions on programming relationally, and it has to be made in relation to what you've been doing previously, and so I would want that snapshot. And once I get that diagnostic back, we'd immediately start programming for you based on what I think your particular needs are. Everything is done through my system as part of a dialogue, and so all the decisions that we make are arrived at mutually, and the service that you pay for is not just a particular spreadsheet, though that is something that I do. Everything that we handle is done on a Google spreadsheet, and so you'll get your mesocycles on a spreadsheet format at the beginning of the month, and you'll have all of your numbers on that spreadsheet, and I try and go into explicit as detail as possible is what I want for each individual session. But you're not really paying for a spreadsheet. You're paying primarily to work with somebody that diagnoses your training and tries to provide answers to the questions that you have on your training. And it's, my goal here is not to get people enrolled and then keep them in a position in which they continually need my service for years and years and years, though I have people that I've been working with for years. My goal is to teach people how to make good, sound decisions for themselves, and so that's a part of the process, and it's an important part of the process. besides the mesocycle, the Excel spreadsheets that I do on Google Docs, we also do weekly objective sheets, which basically outline what our goals are for that individual week and make sure that we are meeting those goals. It's something that I think helps when I'm working with somebody who is outside of the state of Iowa. That way we can make sure that everybody stays on task. The numbers on a spreadsheet sometimes don't tell the whole story, and the goals associated with training are important to keep in mind, and that's one way in which we keep those goals in mind. And it's my belief that we want to do things properly and ensure progress, and so I try and take every step to ensure that progress. Again, the whole process is a dialogue, and that's something that's important to me. I want to work with people who want to get stronger. I want to develop a good track record because that makes me more money, number one. But number two, it makes me feel better about the service that I'm providing. And so it does have to be a dialogue. I would expect for us to check in on at least a weekly basis. That can be done online, that can be done by Skype, and depending on my enrollment, that'll determine my availability. But my thinking is that I will be very available for both, and that it'll be something that I'll want for people to take advantage of. And so if you want any more information on the services that I'm going to provide, feel free to ask any questions and I'll be happy to answer it. If you have anybody that it might be interested, feel free to forward this to them, and I'm happy to talk with them. As far as my rates go, it's a pretty competitive marketplace, and there are a lot of strong people that do this. And so I'm not gonna charge like the people that do this and do a good job at it, because I just don't have the professional experience to back up that decision. Plus, I don't really know if I'm. I wouldn't say that certainly that I'm the best online programmer out there. I think that I can provide a good service, though, for an appropriate price, which for me is going to be $100 per month or $250 per 3 months. It'll be 4 weeks and 12 weeks to be exact. I'll measure it in terms of weeks. And that rate is about 30 to 40% below what the best online programmers are currently charging people. And so it's something that I think is appropriate given my skill level and my experience level, and also given my potential client base. I want to make sure that it's a reasonable enough price that if you wanted to work with me for a 12-week training cycle leading up to a meet, that we could put you in a good position to be successful, and not make you take out a second mortgage on your home in order to do so. But anyway, if you're interested, please let me know. This is something that I am taking extremely seriously. It's not something that I'm going to waffle on. It's something that I love doing, and it's something that I want to do, and I want to do it in a way that allows for me to potentially do it as, maybe not solely as a career, but to supplement income towards a career that is more geared towards the thing that I love, which is powerlifting. And so if you're interested, I am certainly interested, and please get in touch with me and try and answer your questions, and we'll go from there. Anyway, that's all I've got. I am the king of making 9-minute videos on online programming services. It seems like I could never do this. I don't know how people do this in 2 minutes, because I just can't. Keep checking in. I'll have more videos for you very soon.